show. We mentioned we were going to go on for you about an hour later than normal, and that is so that we could come and showcase this beautiful med spa. This is Dr. Shady Hawatmeh, and we are at Osiris Medical Spa, as you can see, in the Creve Coeur area. First of all, thanks for having us.
Well, thank you for coming.
And
pleasure to have you here.
It is so beautiful here. I've been here. I can't wait to come back. And this is how you have to tell me to slow down, because I got to come back and do my head spa again, because it was amazing. I had so many people watch that video and they're like, I got to come in. It's just one of the many luxury things that they have here. But today we're going to talk about something really serious that affects so many people, and that is weight loss, whether we're talking about from a diabetes standpoint or the obesity levels, the morbid obesity, childhood obesity. You know, I've been in this business 30 years, Shady, and I had hoped that over the years that we would say that the numbers would go down, but they continue to increase.
Yeah, and that's an unfortunate thing that we have in this country. We have just always been there, and obesity leads to everything else, right?
Yeah.
So hyperlipidemia, high cholesterol, heart attacks, hypertension, you name it, it's all coming back from obesity. And more importantly now, like we're seeing in sleep apnea in adults who we never thought we'd see it, like 20s to 30s years old, and they have sleep apnea because of the obesity. So.
Right. And again, one of the things that we always stress is from parents is to try to teach at a young age how should they be eating, the fact that they should be moving, etc. So all of those things that we're going to discuss today. Obviously, if you don't get a chance to watch the whole show live, that's the beauty of streaming, that you can catch this later. We'll also be showcasing some of this in our stories and reels, so be sure to spread the word. So we're just getting started. Text your friends. This is a show you definitely will want to watch. Before we get into all of that, let's give some background. So you got into medicine how many years ago?
Or you want to start from the way back?
Let's go way back.
Way back.
We're here for an hour.
So I come from a family of physicians. I have my uncle Abe is a urologist, and my uncle Sam is a primary care doctor. And so I've been around medicine since we moved to St. Louis when I was 6 years old. Mm-hmm. I knew I wanted to be a doctor when I broke my first bone, and I got to see old school, because I'm showing you my age now, that they used to take the radiograph and put it on a screen and you look at it like in front of you, right? Instead of putting it on the computer.
Yeah.
So I got to see it healing. Like every month I'd go see the doctor, and he kept putting it up, and I got to see the bone heal. And I was like, I need to know how that happened.
Fascinating.
So I was 11 when I knew, and nothing stopped me. So since 11 years old, I was like, I'm going to become a doctor. And then I had the push of my family, and they all helped me out. Even times were tough and you want to give up, but I kept going. So I went to pre-med, and I took a test, and the American school system said it wasn't good enough. So I ended up having to go abroad. So I went to Mexico for 4 years. I studied medicine down there, and I learned medicine in 2 different languages. So I am fluent in Spanish.
Wow.
And fluent in English medicine, believe it or not, because that's what I had to do. And then went to New York. I did my residency out in New York for 4 years. And now I've been practicing attending physician for 7 years. So I mean, if you want to calculate all that together, it's over 60. It's like it's a long time. 60. I'm talking like studying medicine officially about 12 years. So.
And you are an internist.
Yes.
And so when you're not at this beautiful med spa that you opened up almost a year ago, where are you doing your rounds?
I am actually an internal medicine hospitalist at Mercy. And not only a hospitalist, but I'm actually a proceduralist. So I do more aggressive procedures in the hospital. Okay. So on the floors, I'm doing, what we call lung drains. I'm doing belly drains. I'm doing dialysis catheter line placements. I'm doing central lines, skin biopsies. I'm doing a variety of things, not just internal medicine. So I got a double hat in the hospital, and then I put another hat when I'm over here. Mm-hmm. And it's just hats everyone hats.
We all wear so many hats in life, right? It's the beauty of having so many passions. Like, I want to do this. I want to do this. Again, if you're just tuning in, Osiris Medical Spa is where we are. Dr. Shady Hawatmeh is our guest. So I wanted to get into that. And it's one of the things that we want to stress today, because there are a lot of people that are looking into these GLP-1s, which I want you to explain, and they're believing that, hey, we can just go online and we can get something and inject ourselves, or hey, there's pills and we can take pills. That just sounds dangerous to me on so many levels.
Yeah, I mean, the online ones that I'm just not convinced about. I've had a couple clients that have converted from the online injections to us and doubled their weight loss within a month.
Oh, really?
So I don't understand what they're actually getting, because there's no regulation on it, right? And that's the reason the compounding pharmacies have to be 403A and B certified by the FDA for them to even actually compound medications. I don't know what these companies are doing. They get a 5-minute consult with the doctor.
That's
like
it?
this, like on this.
Oh, you're not even
virtual.
virtual. Okay.
And the guy says, great. And bang, they start getting their prescriptions sent to their home and inject themselves with it. And again, they don't teach you how to inject people. Here, when me and my nurse Holiday do a consultation, we teach the patient, because they go home with an injection. This is how you inject. It's not this way, it's not that way, it's this way and out, and that's it. But yeah, I mean, these people are getting stuff all over the country and shipped right to their house.
I was just looking at a bunch of news stories last night, and it had like article after article after article of what is really in your semaglutide. Is there actually any trace of it whatsoever? So, or is it just the belief, right? It's the belief of, yes, I'm taking this and I think this means I'm losing weight, or maybe I'm not really eating very much. Maybe that's why I'm not losing weight, or maybe that's why I'm losing weight.
Yeah, and that's why when we started this and I wanted to start the weight loss program, we contacted a pharmacy. I get my stuff out of Florida, and this pharmacy is really good and popular amongst a lot of people in the States. And I use them, and our products, I tried it on family and I've tried it on my friends, and it works. We have great success with it. I know it works. They call me with the side effects because I know what the side effects are, and I know for a fact the compounding stuff that we have is a good semaglutide. Other places, I can't speak for them. I can't speak for the other pharmacies. I can't speak for the other clinics at all. But I know that it's not all the same.
Again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking with Dr. Shady Hawatmeh, and we're going to stress the importance of having a physician behind this for you. And we're going to also talk about, which sounds kind of shady, not to play on your name, Shady, but you're seeing people, sorry, I always have to be a goofball. You are seeing people in this industry that are listing themselves as doctors and then having letters after their names, and to the general public, they don't know what the letters mean, but they also say, oh, well, it says DR before their name, so I believe that they're a medical professional, and that's not the case.
Yeah, that's we've been seeing a lot more of that. I've seen it a couple med spas here and clinics here in St. Louis doing it, a couple around the nation, and they're actually getting it pushed by one of the pharma companies. They're saying, oh, you should advertise that you're a doctor. But to a normal person, when I put on a white coat and I call myself a doctor, I am a physician, right?
Right.
Now, if I say for the common person, if I show you a picture of a man wearing a white coat or a woman wearing a white coat, label them a doctor, but at the end of it, call it a DNP, I don't know how many are going to tell you that that's actually a doctoral nurse practitioner degree, not an actual physician degree.
So a trust factor is already coming into play.
Yeah, and then it's just it's confusing to them,
Yeah.
and that's false advertisement. So be careful. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Like you could obviously, there's a lot of nurse practitioners that I trust. I work with a lot of them, and I love them.
I was just going to get into that.
I do love them. They're my backbone in the hospital. Like if I don't have them, sometimes I'm lost. So I love my nurse practitioners. I love their knowledge and their ability to do good work. But I just don't want people to get fooled in this industry on, oh, this person is a doctor.
Yes,
but
an MD.
Right. This is a doctor of nurse practitioning. It's not a true doctor, like a physician degree. That's what I'm.
And I wanted him to stress that because, look, there are many physicians that I've talked to over the last 3 decades that would say, I couldn't do it without that woman or man standing right next to me in the ER or wherever. But it's the fact of be who you are. Don't try to dupe someone into believing that this is a medical physician.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted to stress.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the nurse practitioners that I work with and the physician assistants I work with, I mean, they're like my secondhand person,
Yeah.
and they're just as good as me sometimes.
Right.
So it's not against them at all. It's just be careful who you actually trust and who you're actually seeing, and are they truly who they say they are?
Yeah, because there's snakes in the grass in every industry out there, right? Again, Osiris Medical Spa is where we are today. We're talking about weight loss, and I'm seeing some loves and people saying, thank you for being so honest. One of the things that we loved about Dr. Shady Hawatmeh when we first met him is your integrity. One of the things that I've been mentioning in the lead up to this show today is, okay, look, you want to help people across the board. However, if someone's saying, oh, it's spring and summer's right around the corner, and I'd like to lose an extra 5 pounds because I want to get into my bikini, when they come walking in that door, what would you tell them?
I mean, I say I don't do that. I just can't physically, as a physician, and taking the Hippocratic Oath, it says do no harm. Mm-hmm. These medications can harm people that don't need it. Yeah. So it's not a magic drug that's going to shed weight, because it's not like liposuction. It's not a fat dissolver. Right. It's an actual pharmaceutical medication. And even with my clients who do come see me, I tell them straight up, is your insurance good? Great. Call your primary. Have them do it. Yeah. Get you on the medication from the actual pharmacy. Mm-hmm. It saves you money and it makes you healthier.
Right.
I'm okay with it.
Well, and I love this because my mindset, being in the wellness and the personal training industry for a long, long time, I always do everything to my ability to help someone training, putting them on a good nutrition plan. Some people are coming to me that are 100, 200 pounds overweight, and so they might be on any of these, right? So people may have heard of Ozempic or Mounjaro, et cetera, et cetera. So semaglutide is...
Ozempic and
yes.
Wegovy.
Yes. So I wanted you to understand that. But why do we have to call it semaglutide?
Because you can't use that name if it's not from the actual pharmacy, because
Gotcha.
It's a branded name. And there's actually been a lot of lawsuits against multiple med spas in the nation, because they're saying, yes, I have Ozempic or I have Wegovy.
And I don't.
You don't. You have the compounded version. You can't physically sell those medications without having a pharmaceutical company. It can be a pharmacy selling it if you're a med spa.
And so let's talk about GLP-1s. So I have a client who came to see Dr. Shady Hawatmeh yesterday. She has been working with her physician, but she's been on Mounjaro for, I think, over a year now, and then got to a pause. In my mind, I kept thinking, well, I wonder if her body's so used to it, so it's immune to it, that would it benefit her to change to another GLP-1? And I think that's a question a lot of people ask. What's your answer to that?
There have been studies that if you do change them to a different GLP-1, it can break that plateau. But people got to understand there's only so much weight loss that you can get from these medications. 20% is what they studied. That's the average. It's a 20% drop. And that's on the high end. Like if you see them on the commercials all the time. Case studies, lost this much percent. Mm-hmm. Some obviously are going to go higher. Sure. Some are obviously going to go lower. That's how the statistics and how drug research goes. But there will always be a limit. Mm-hmm. Like you can't get, all the way down to a size 0 on this medication. It's not. You have to still do hard work. You still have to watch your diet. You still have to exercise. Yep. You still have to be vigilant about what you're doing, because if you don't, then it's all for a waste, because you didn't change your mentality. If that makes
No, it absolutely does. And a lot of the people that think, oh, I'm just going to go on this and I don't have to change the way I'm eating. I don't have to work out. I'm just going to do this. Well, that's not what this is all about. And one of the things that he does really well is when he comes in, you do the consultation. Mm-hmm. If it is believed that, okay, semaglutide is the route we're going to go, but I'm going to put you on a nutrition plan. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you what my cardiovascular plan is, my resistance training plan. It's not just here's the injection, get on your way.
Yeah, I'm doing tailored it from personal experience. Like I have fought overweightness and obesity my whole life. As a kid, all the way through. And then when I was in med school, I saw one picture of myself at my cousin's wedding, and I said, what happened? And I had reached over 310 pounds.
Wow.
So at that time, I said, all right, time to change my mentality, time to get things right. And I dropped, I think, around 80 pounds on my own.
On your own.
Without the magic shot, like people call it. So I take that experience, I took that nutrition, I took my exercise plans, I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm implementing it in our weight loss program. And I have also had the help of my sister and my brother who've also done it. They've done a phenomenal job. They've lost a lot of weight on the same routine. So it's kind of more experience-based and try to help you out. And then it's more of a hand-holding. You see us every 2 weeks here. I weigh you every 2 weeks. If you get discouraged, we pump you back up. We say it's okay. We can keep going. Food journals are important to me. I have you bring me a food journal. These are things that you're going to get here because you're going to constantly see me or my wife.
Right.
And my Nurse Holiday is always here too, and always in contact with us. Let's say our schedules don't match up. She's here. She calls me. She FaceTimes me. I'll FaceTime you. Like, there's no problem with it. But it's more of a personal approach here for sure.
Well, and one of the things, and you're seeing on the screen right now, again, Dr. Shady Hawatmeh, his wife, we just mentioned Holiday, and you mentioned to me that it's kind of like this teaching aspect, right? And trust aspect. You said, Monica, I go through and I have, is it Holiday that you taught for the last year?
Yeah, Holiday has been since June of last year.
And she's been with you day in and day out, to the point, from a trust factor, of you saying, okay, now I have her work on me and my family.
Yeah, I do. I trust Holiday. And so that's another aspect that I want to instill in people, is like training and stuff it's not all made the same.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned earlier, and I think this is really important for people to understand, if they have been thinking about doing this, and then they're thinking, okay, well, from a trust factor, I want to come in and go to see Dr. Hawatmeh. He mentioned earlier side effects. What are those? And what would be the most concerning?
So the most concerning is persistent vomiting. You just cannot keep anything down. You're just going to vomit. But again, these are symptoms on patients who are getting medication and just getting hammered with a dose that doesn't make sense.
Okay.
It's all about getting your body accustomed to it. So you have to start on low dose and you have to work your way up to a higher dose, just like any other medication in the world. Okay. Start, this dose and you work your way up. It's just what, basic medicine is. So a lot of our patients have minimal nausea, maybe 24 to 48 hours, that's resolved with protein intake. And then they get accustomed to it and they keep going with it. And we've had a client on it for about a year, and she's one of my top clients, and she's reached her goal. She was crying the other day when she hit her goal.
Well, it's emotional.
She's never been under 200 pounds and she hit it. And
congrats.
Yeah. So we're very proud of her, and it's just makes me happy to see that.
And here's the thing, whether it's something that you see scrolling on any of the social media pages, or you see it in the news, or it's just people walking the streets, people who shame people. Can we address that? People who shame people that say, oh, I see you lose all this weight, but I'm sure, you know where I'm going with this. Oh, you're probably on one of those injectables. You're not doing it the hard way. Wait a minute, they are. If they're following what Dr. Hawatmeh is saying, they are doing this because they have had an obesity or a morbidly obese problem. And look, the strain on our medical care, right, period, when you are obese, this is where the mindset doesn't make sense to me. Aren't you proud of them? Aren't you happy for them? They're getting off of maybe all the medications they were on because of the obesity problem. Can we address the shame?
I still don't understand the shaming. They're like, it's like you're cheating. It's not cheating. You're actually augmenting why you're not losing weight. GLP-1s were developed for diabetes first, and then we stumbled upon, look at this. This is actually fantastic for weight loss. Hence why Ozempic made Wegovy. Wegovy can go up to 2.4 milligrams as opposed to 2. That's their weight loss drug. Mounjaro is a diabetic medication. Zepbound is their weight loss medication. So they have different, ICD-10 codes and whatever they want to go through. They're helping people with insulin resistance. Central obesity, meaning fat right in the midsection, is the reason they're not losing weight, because the insulin is not being able to be absorbed and interact and do good things for you to lose weight. You could work out, you could do whatever you want. That insulin resistance is going to stop you from losing weight.
Right.
That's why the GLP-1s come into factor, and that's why they're great. So when people say, oh, you're taking the easy way out, not really. It's just my body is different than your body.
Mm-hmm.
My body has insulin resistance. Yours does not.
Right.
So you can lose the weight super fast. I cannot. Even with the women in our clinic here that are in their 50s, they have hormones against them.
Yes, we do.
I mean, it's a known thing. Like, you need help. And that's why my bulk of my clientele, believe it or not, are in their 50s.
Women
to
in the
60s.
I mean,
that's who
that
I
doesn't
have.
surprise me. Because that is when it happens.
Yeah.
And for some, they're in their mid 40s. I am a big proponent of saying, please go to your physician, go to your OBGYN, ask them to run blood tests to see if you are perimenopause or if you're in menopause, where you are. But I would tell you to keep stressing because I know a lot of women that I talk to that say, yeah, my OBGYN says, no, you're fine. And I love them to death, but mine said the same thing. And I'm like, look, we know our bodies better than anyone. And so if you have your entire life been healthy, you eat well, you live a good lifestyle, and then suddenly something's changing and you're putting on 10, 15, 20 pounds, you know something's wrong. Ask them to do the test. And sure enough, what happened with mine, he came back and he goes, I am so sorry I didn't listen to you. You're not approaching, you are in menopause. I'm like, I told you, right? So at that point, it's like, okay, well, let's start looking at hormones and everything. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, you mentioned at the beginning, and this is something I did not know about, that in 24 hours, there are a lot of changes from the compound aspect of what we're talking about today with weight loss. But I asked him on the phone last night, well, wow, is this also going to affect from the compound hormones? Because like we're all on when we get, well, some of you might be, I am on the little click, right, to do the hormones. I want to know if that's going to be affected, if all compound aspect is going to be affected. So we've got those questions. If you have any questions, I'm going to look for you at comments and questions right now. And then if you have to run off to work or whatever, be sure to come back to this. This is a really powerful show to also share with all of your family and friends for any questions that they have. We can get those to Dr. Hawatmeh later. If you don't know where Osiris Medical Spa is, we'll put it up on the screen here for you so you know where to follow them on social media, the website, as well as their location. And there you go, osirismedicalspa.com. The best social would be Instagram or Facebook? What do you?
Both. Yeah.
Okay. So check them out. And then there's their hours. You can shoot them an email, give them a call as well. That's what I would highly recommend that you do. Make the call and then say, can I come in? I want to do a consultation. And then he'll, of course, take it from there. All right. Don't go anywhere. Again, it's the live show at Osiris Medical Spa here on The Real Monica Adams Show.
Is so outdated and old. Can you help?
Let's take down this wall and add a support beam there.
Or just replace the furniture.
I love it.
New sofa, chaise lounge, and tables from Carroll House.
What about this bedroom?
Let's tear down this wall.
Or a new bed, dresser, and accessories.
It's like a whole new room.
Get free in-home design, fast free delivery, and free financing too. Skip the remodel. Add new furnishings from Carroll House for your new perfect room. Because you like nice things.
Welcome back, everyone. We're at Osiris Medical Spa, and I love this. Choose joy. Today is a good day to choose joy and smile and be kind.
I'm joyful.
Look, you have dimples like me.
Yeah.
It's the Dimple Club. If you're just tuning in, we've been talking about weight loss and then changes in the industry. You may have seen him on with me. What was it, about 3-4 weeks ago? I had you come on the show virtually.
Oh, yeah.
And we were talking about some changes from the pill standpoint coming in January of next year. But as he told us, he's like, it's not really new. It's just that the media is just now talking about it.
It's new, and it's the competitor to the competitor.
Right.
Coming out with another drug.
Well, and I had a physician on that's in the orthopedic world, and he actually, here's the funny thing, and I was like, whoa, did you just say that? He goes, I personally think everybody should be on it. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, why are you saying that? And he goes, no, I'm serious. Yeah. He's like, there are athletes that want to be on it, this. But that's where it gets a little confusing of, okay, that's for a different reason. And he's like, well, but he's like, I'm just telling you, I'm putting my reputation behind this. He's like, I think it's great. And I said, Okay. And he goes, but I'm telling you that in 24 hours, in a week, in 2 weeks, if you ask me again, there's going to be another one and another one and another one. They're just going to keep coming out. You agree with that?
I agree. I mean, this is just a booming market, we'll call it. I mean, it's helping, and it's helping with a pandemic or epidemic, I would call it. It's an epidemic of obesity.
Yes.
There's no question about it. I mean, we had to change our ICD-10 codes. We have something called super morbid obesity. I mean, that's like, are you like serious? Like we're hitting BMIs of 60, 70.
What?
I mean, I have patients in my hospital. I've had a BMI of 72.
Oh, see, we mentioned earlier at the beginning of the show that we were hoping that over the years that problem would be going down, and it's getting worse. Do you think it got worse during the pandemic?
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah, there you go.
There's that, sedentary lifestyle got worse. Everybody door dashed or whatever they wanted to do is because they couldn't go to the grocery stores. And I mean, it's just unfortunate.
Alcohol and the convenience of food.
Yeah.
Like that.
I've seen a lot more young alcoholics and a lot more young people who have cirrhosis of the liver at a young age. So it didn't help. No.
We're going to talk about the changes again coming in 24 hours. Always want you to be heard, though. A lot of people signing on. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, Osiris Medical Spa is where we are. Go to their website, osirismedicalspa.com. And Paul said, good morning. Amen. Too many people think the meds alone will work without the gym, without diet, without exercise. That's not the case. Catherine Breville said, I love Shady. He's the best. If you have a question, Jenny said, what about the longevity of the side effects?
They don't. If they're properly monitored, there's no side effect after a month because you're slowly increasing the dose. You're not going from 0 to 100. You're going step by step, so your body gets accustomed to it every week, and then you hit that point where it's not going to affect you at all.
Okay. Julie said people are jealous, relating to what we were saying earlier about shame. People saying you're cheating, etc. Exactly.
I think everybody's worried about what they call the Ozempic face or the Semaglutide face.
Which looks like what?
Which is what we call temporal wasting, where the temporal area is fat. And so me as a clinician in the hospital, when I see someone who has this area and this area is not as prominent anymore, it's because they've lost skeletal muscle or muscle mass. Oh. That is what we call a sign of severe protein malnutrition. So people who are on this medication are not eating. You don't eat because you don't want to eat. So I emphasize and I push 120 grams of protein every day if you're on this medication, because skeletal muscle you'll never regain. That's muscle that's in your body that's been there. The skeletal muscle versus muscle mass is completely different, right? So the Ozempic face comes from someone who's not been monitored and they're just wasting. And so they get that lobe is hollowed here and their face sags down.
Okay.
That's the Semaglutide face or Ozempic face or whatever you want to call it. But that's people who lose weight way too fast, not eating, and they just get that face. I haven't had a client yet have that face, and
because they're following your protocol
and they're following proper medication.
And so is it cutting their appetite? Is that why they're not eating?
Yeah, it cuts their appetite. And they have early satiety where you get full faster because it just slows everything down in the body also. So constipation is a big side effect that people do complain about, but I tell them to do Miralax daily and that resolves it.
Okay. Now, if you're on it, you get put on it, are you on it for life?
Let me ask you a question.
I know what you're going to say. And I'm asking on purpose because this was asked when we came here. And I know that Jenny just asked it. So that's why I'm going to it.
I'll ask you a question and I tell all my clients the same thing. If you have hypertension, are you going to continue taking that medication for life?
Yes.
If you have a cholesterol problem, are you taking that medication for life?
Well, let me ask this, though. If they are on, let's say they're on high blood pressure, et cetera, at some point, I mean, as someone that's been as a director of wellness and a personal trainer, et cetera, it is great. Let's get you off this medication. At some point, I'd like to get you off of this. So there are people who we get off of high blood pressure medicine, right? We get them to a point where they don't need it anymore. So this is different.
This is different. No, and blood pressure is different too, because blood pressure isn't just based on body or obesity or that. There's a lot of risk factors that go in it, right?
Yeah.
So you got people who have, problems with their kidneys. They're going to have high blood pressure. You have people who have history of hypertension in the family, like rampant. So they're going to have blood pressure. They can't come off this medication even if you tried.
Okay.
You take them off, bang, they're back up again. Hypercholesterolism is a major component, is familial. You could be 120 pounds, 5'8", perfect fit person. Your family history of cholesterol, it's over. You are going to be on a medication because you're missing lipoproteins and different things that are going to help you bring your cholesterol down. So when I say you're going to be on this, obesity, you're going to be on it. You should stay on it. Now, is it going to be a weekly dose? No, we could taper off to every other week. We could taper away where it's just a baby dose, and it just keeps you ideal at a place that you don't want to go back to gaining 25 pounds.
So when they reach their goal and they want to maintain, they're on a maintenance dose.
We have 4 people on a maintenance dose right now because they've reached their goal. They're doing fantastic, and they're doing, their maintenance dosing. So they come to us once every 2 months because, they get their medications, and they are maintaining their weight with exercise, diet, and the help of semaglutide.
So there you go. Jenny and anybody else, there's your answer. Michelle said, yep, same doc and same brush off, 2 years, and I finally begged him to test me. This is going back to the hormones. I was almost at the end of menopause. Yes. And then she said, damn hormones. It's true. And I know you get frustrated with that. So let's go into what we were mentioning. I'm going to also show you a before and after picture, which is pretty profound. This is in what time frame?
I think this was about 6 months.
Wow.
So, she was very excited to get to this, and she was, happy. She's happier now. I mean, she has the confidence. She's just, everybody's noticing it, and she's booming, and she's, she's one of our favorite clients here, and she did fantastic, and we are very proud of her.
Well, congratulations. And obviously you can see, I want you to look at this. So you look at the picture on the left, and you look at the picture on the right. Yes, there's one thing about saying, oh, okay, I'm going to start dropping weight. You can see muscle tone in her, folks. That doesn't come from injecting yourself. That comes from following proper eating and exercise and getting the protein in, like Dr. Hawatmeh has said. So understand that. Okay. So again, if you're just tuning in, let me reintroduce Dr. Shady Hawatmeh. We're at Osiris Medical Spa, which again, we are just off of Ballas. How do you pronounce the road that you're on? Stute?
Yep. I don't know.
Studt.
Studt. That's it.
So they're just off of Ballas in the Creve Coeur area, osirismedicalspa.com. And we're going to talk about some of the other wonderful services that they have here, but this is what it looks like when you walk in the door. Absolutely beautiful. That's Zach in his cowboy hat. He got that in Texas a couple of weeks ago. He's here directing for us. So let's talk about that, because there's 2 aspects here. You've got the Osiris Medical Spa, and then tell us about So Natural.
So Natural is the permanent cosmetics and spa portion of our med spa. The owner is Angela Durbin. She's been doing this since 1990. And so she's the one who came up with the head spa idea and wanted to push it. And we got a contract with Aveda, so we only use Aveda products for our head spa. So she brought that aspect here, and they do the permanent cosmetics, which is microblading eyebrows and eyeliner for people who lost, their eyebrows and want permanent eyeliner. They do it, and lip blushing. And that's another, again, going back to knowing who to trust and knowing who's doing it. Now, this is another field. Everybody's doing microblading, right?
Yep.
But they just came out with a law here in Missouri. You have to be a licensed tattoo artist to do that.
How long ago did that go into play?
I think the last year, I want to say.
Okay.
But I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, you have to have a licensed tattoo artist do it. And I've been noticing a lot of people said, oh, I'm going to start doing that. And now they're...
I'm going to wake up and I got my hair. Give me your eyebrows.
Yeah. So again, knowing who you go, knowing who you trust, just because it's cheaper doesn't mean it's better.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
But it's in our field here too. Oh, well, so and so can do it for this much for this many units, and I'm like, I can't beat that. I'm sorry. So I tell them, you can go to them.
But come back and understand, and actually, well, using those two words, they do come back to you, right? Because either it's done wrong or they get frustrated. You told me about that exact thing happening. There are people who, again, I want to save this dollar, I want to save that dollar, but then they get mad because it's not done the way they want it.
That's correct. And so it's just like it goes back to trust and know who you're going to.
Yes.
And they're not all the same.
We're going to talk about some of the products that they carry in just a second, but let's go to the changes that are coming in 24 hours and how far reaching this is going to be.
Well, this is going to be huge because all the spas around the nation are no longer allowed to carry compound, like order it and have it delivered to their pharmacy, to the clinic. That has to be direct pharmacy to consumer if they're going to do it that way. And that might be going away too. This is coming from the FDA removing semaglutide like they did with tirzepatide off the shortage list, not allowing compounding pharmacies to compound and sell it.
So there's so many levels of this. And we talked on the phone yesterday and I said, look, in all of the interviews that I've done over the years, we would always get done with the interview. And I'm telling you, it was all, and this is why I want to do the show after the show. If the physicians are willing to let the cameras roll and let the microphones continue to stay on. And it's where I would always come back going, well, don't you think this is done because of big pharma?
I would say, yeah, and it's unfair. I know clients who are on it, and they're with me because their pharmacy or their insurance company won't cover the cost of the medication,
right?
Which is $1,500 a month.
Oof.
If the insurance company doesn't cover it. If you have a savings card, it's $25 a month, but that's only good for 1 year. And then it would go up to the $1,500 if your insurance company is not covering it. So I personally don't like it because it's not fair for the patients that truly need it. And there's a lot of paperwork and gut work that needs to go into it. And a lot of times the primary care doctor's office doesn't have the time to do it because you're seeing so many patients and they're already overwhelmed. But the insurance companies requires this document, that document, pre-authorization, this and that. And I need your supporting documents for that and this. And then it just turns into a whole ordeal. And at the end, you're going to get a letter from the insurance company that says it was denied. We're not paying for it.
Yeah. Again, if you're just tuning in, and I see some of you that are watching going, oh, hey, Monica's on a little bit later. Yes, today we are featuring Osiris Medical Spa. And this part right here, I want you to grab hold of. So are you getting a lot of questions from people going, well, wait, how is this going to change? And how do we have to shift?
For now, I put a pretty big order and I'm
it's stockpiled.
I stockpiled because I care of my current clients and the new clients that are coming in after they watch today's show. If they want to come see us, I did stockpile. And at that time, again, if it does change, I'm still a physician, right? I could still do.
There's the difference.
Yeah, I could still do doctor things, which is write a prescription.
Yes.
So I can do that. And I won't be afraid to do it. And I will cross that bridge when we get to it. So I'm still going to go forward with it, and I still want to help people, and I still want them to lose weight. So if it comes to that point, I'm going to be doing it. Then that's what I end up doing.
Right.
So there was always going to be another path to go because I could do that.
And that is what we stressed within the beginning of the show, where we talked about who is administering this to you. Who are you going to? All of a sudden, they will be left out in the cold of, well, we're just going to have to stop you. And then you're going to have a lot of emotions that are going to go into play at that point. And then it becomes, well, then what are you going to do? We would highly recommend you then come over here and let him take care of you. Obviously, again, you want the medical background. You want the physician background. Again, Osiris Medical Spa. That is the website. And then you can follow them Instagram or Facebook. Give them a call. Call today and say, wow, I'm really interested in what you and Monica were talking about, the changes that are being made. Or maybe you've been sitting there saying, I really need some help and I haven't gone this route yet. So understand that. So, from the weight loss side, we wanted to address this. But there are a lot of people, since you've been open, and you're going to celebrate a year in a couple of months?
Yeah,
Few
our
months?
official opening was June, but it was the soft, and July was our first full blown opening, and then we had a grand opening party in September. So we're planning hopefully to have a 1 year anniversary party in September.
Congrats.
To say, hey, we did it. We survived a year. A lot of ups and downs, but we're doing it and we're doing good. So
I always like to talk about the positive. So what are the greatest ups for you in almost the last year?
the greatest ups for me would have to be seeing my patients super happy and stoked to be here. They love coming in here. They love hanging out. Sometimes I have to be like, hey,
We're closing it out of
closing.
here.
I would love to hang out with you more, but we can do it outside. We've had a lot more spa parties. We're having another one Sunday. There would be our fourth one this week. We open up the space for you. You could rent it out. We are here to help you. We could do drips and head spas and massages, and we do it all. And it's kind of cool. It's a fun party, and people have been enjoying that aspect a lot lately. So it's kind of fun, and you get to hang out with us after hours.
And they're fun, by the way. You got a great team here. He just mentioned the head spa. Again, go back to one of the reels I put together. I'll be doing more because I have a couple more that I am going to do. It's for all of us that are so busy, which you are right in that same pathway as I am. We've got to listen to our spouses, our friends, to slow down. Yeah. And that head spa, by the way, will make you just relax, take care of yourself, and you don't feel bad about it. Don't look at it as, oh, it's luxury. No, it is part of mental, physical, spiritual taking care of yourself. But that's the aspect of what you're doing here across the board. I was watching a video that you had on your social media page about what you love to do, about what your wife loves to do. He loves to do lips.
I do.
Why?
I don't know. I just I've had a couple clients who come in and they have really difficult lips, in their 60s, and they want lips.
Yeah.
They've lost fat from the lips and they just want to have that confidence again. And I hit that goal for them, and it's awesome. It feels great because they're happy, I'm happy. And when they come back to me and they're crying from joy, that to me, game over, winner. I'm okay with it. It's beautiful. But yeah, lips is fun because it's instant satisfaction. Mm-hmm. I do it and it's there, and I take time to perfect it for them, because I say, look, you like it, I love it, I need more here, and then it's a two-way street. It's not just me doing it. Right. So that's why I love it.
There's a country music artist that I absolutely love, and I've interviewed a handful of times, and my husband always goes, she doesn't have an upper lip. Oh. And I'm like, oh, she's got to come to Shady. Your wife said she loves to do the cool peel.
Yes.
And I know that's something we're actually going to do another show, because he's the one I'm going to trust. I've been asked to do it from a handful of friends. And don't get me wrong, those friends of mine that are in the industry, they're amazing. But every time I heard that it felt like a rubber band was going to smack your face, I was like, that doesn't sound fun. I want it to be relaxing. It's not necessarily relaxing, but it's not that bad, is it?
My clients hardly feel much pain. Oh. I mean, so you're numbed for about 45 minutes, and then we do the cool peel. And it's a lower setting. It's not, it's from the actual company that invented the cool peel, the Tetra laser.
Okay.
It's not the fake cool peel that a lot of places say they.
Oh, I didn't know there was a fake one.
Well, it's because they say the word cool peel
to draw them from a marketing ploy.
But they're not using the actual laser that invented it.
Oh.
They're using another CO2 laser.
Okay.
So
but yours is the actual.
I have the actual cool peel. Yeah.
Fantastic.
And it's. My clients say it's like they have baby skin. Once the sandpaper texture goes away, they get new baby skin, and they are really excited to see it.
Like a baby's butt?
Pretty much is what
How
they
often
say.
do you do cool peels?
What do you mean?
How often should they?
Okay, so we do, our package is 3, and we recommend 4 to 6 weeks apart. If you need a 4th, then we recommend a 4th depending on your face. And then from there, people come back once a year to do it.
Okay.
And they just for a refresher. I've had a person come back, I have a wedding in 3 weeks from now.
Yep.
I want to look bright. So they get in our chair, we give them the cool peel. They're bright, they look great for the wedding, and they're just ecstatic. So
sure. Yeah, think about those big events coming up. You've got a class reunion, something like that, and you want people to go, did you see her or him? Holy cow, what are they doing? They're going to Shady. So what are the biggest ahas that people get when they introduce themselves to the services that you have and realize that that was their potential?
It's here I tailor it to what you want. So when I sit down for a consult, I hand you a piece of paper and I say, when you wake up in the morning and you look in that mirror, what don't you like? I don't care what I don't like. I don't care what they don't like. What don't you like? And then they sit down and they circle, oh, texture, oh, wrinkles, oh, sunspots. And when they mark it and I sit down with them and I'm like, great. So let's accomplish this goal within a year.
Yeah.
It took you 45 years to get to this point.
Right.
I'm not going to fix you overnight.
Yeah.
It's going to take me a year, put you on a year plan. We're going to walk you through this, do it, in a way that's tailored to you and your skin and who you are. And again, like I've done it multiple times, products and sit downs and like we will it's a hand holding experience, right? And I can tell you that I ask them one important question is, do you trust me? If you don't trust me,
it's not going to work.
Then we're not going to work.
Yep.
So you give me the trust factor and we go through it and then we're going to get to where you need to get to. And if you don't trust me, then we're not going to get there.
What is that? Daxify?
Oh, yeah.
And what does that do?
Oh, Daxify is one of the newer toxins on the market, and we are one of the exclusive spas that carry it here, and not everybody carries it.
Okay.
It is a different peptide in it that makes you glow.
I want to glow.
Yeah. So you can see in that picture right there,
She is
is glowing. It's called the Daxify Glow. It's something that the peptide gives you, and it's very specific, that glow that they have. Now, people are like, oh, it lasts longer. It's a 6-month, blah, blah, blah. But if you're fully dosed, right? There's, again, FDA, when you get a drug approved for, okay, this is a 6-month medication for full dosing, right?
Right.
We're not putting 135 units in everybody. We're not doing the full dosing. We're tailoring it to your needs.
Okay.
So don't say, oh, it didn't last 6 months. A lot of places are over exaggerating. They're like, well, it didn't last 6 months. Yeah, because you didn't get the full dosing. So you have to be careful with that too. But we do carry Daxify and we carry Botox here. So.
Well, and you mentioned products earlier. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about your products. And I also want to show the fun room because Zach had way too much fun with the light up there. We're going to show you, again, the walkthrough of this beautiful med spa. And I know I have a client that's in Colorado. She cannot wait to get back and finally do the cool peel. Maybe she and I come in and do it together. That would be a good idea. And then we'll come back and we'll do our testimonials. So OsirisMedicalSpa.com, that's the website to go to. Follow them on Facebook or on Instagram. And better yet, just again, take care of yourself and you deserve it. That's the biggest thing that you should know. Make the call and come in again for the consultation. Jenny said, Monica, beauty is pain. Whatever. All right. More from Osiris Medical Spa here on the Real Monica Adams Show when we return.
Hey guys, I just want to tell you, being on the Monica Adams Show has just been a delight. It's been a joy. What she's doing for the community is amazing. I'm so proud to be sitting in this blue chair, being honored and honoring the people for the showcase that I'm doing for the Neiman Marcus Black Creatives in the Lou case. I want to end this segment with a poem that I wrote. I grew up on the north side. That's where it all started. Dreams, goals, and aspirations grew within me, and they never departed. You see, my environment was jaded, but that never fazed me, because what my parents instilled in me made my dreams go crazy. Mama was my cheerleader, and Papa gave me the tools. Everything could be yours, they would say. Just make sure you follow these rules. Work hard, don't look back, and keep your mind set on stable. And if you can't find yourself somewhere to sit, create your own table. Thank you, Monica, for creating this table. Take care. Be blessed.
All right, everybody, welcome back again. We are at Osiris Medical Spa in Creve Coeur, and we did a little walkthrough for you before. If you've never been here before, we're going to talk about that product wall and what they have here. If you are just tuning in and you've got to run off to work, etc., be sure to come back. We'll also have you share this with your family and friends. So, Dr. Shady Hawatmeh is our guest. From the product standpoint, what are people mostly being drawn to?
We have two products here that I am standing by, which is Skin Better, and then the other one is Hydrinity. Hydrinity is the newest face lotions and stuff like on the market that uses a supercharged hyaluronic acid.
Supercharged.
Yeah, I was at the owner had a talk the other night, and he was a biochemist and a physician, I think, and they talked about how they infused hyaluronic acid, like supercharged it for faster recovery, incredible results, and it just feels incredible. So I use their stuff for the cool peel, like it's part of the package. It's a whole like serum and recovery, so the downtime isn't as bad.
Okay.
And it's just an awesome product to have. And then Skin Better Science, it depends on your needs. So we have one lotion here that is a rosacea winner. It was actually stamped by the Rosacea Society as one of the top lotions on the market. And it's by Skin Better. It's called Maestro. It's incredible lotion, facial lotion. And the biggest seller we have here, I would have to say, is our medical grade sunscreen.
Which
is
again,
important, especially this month,
yes,
because it's National Skin Awareness Month.
Skin cancer
awareness.
Yes.
So it's very important to have it. Ours are all medical grade. Lowest SPF we have here is 55.
Oh, wow. Okay.
68, and then 75.
Wow.
I have Skin Better's sunscreen here, and I sell. That's probably my top seller, I would say.
It's so important, and we stress it all the time. We've got an incredible dermatologist that comes on with us once a month during our Medical Mondays, and she stresses it. I used to be told a long time ago that there was only so much, which is why people used to say, well, should I get 15? Should I get 30? Should I get 50? What really does the body need? What's your answer to that?
As long as it's above 50.
Okay.
We recommend greater than 50.
And does it also depend on how fair-skinned somebody is?
Yeah, I mean, and then if you have a history of skin cancer, if you have a family history of skin cancer, I mean, everybody's going to be different based on ethnicity and skin tone, and
Right.
So again, not every glove fits or every shoe fits.
Yeah,
right? So,
absolutely. But it's important, though, to put it on. And I know we've asked our dermatologist before, because a lot of women are getting lotions, moisturizers, they're getting tinted foundations, and then they're asking, is it enough? Like, look, just put it on. She was stressing, put it on your face, put it on your forearms. I just told you I didn't expect to be. So I was a little worried about this, but it's important, again, to take care of your skin. Somebody asked on YouTube earlier, is phentermine helpful for weight loss?
Phentermine is helpful for weight loss, but again, it's a stimulant. So a lot of people have, palpitations, high blood pressure. So it is a great medication, and it's one of the medications that we use in obesity medicine. Use phentermine, Topamax, metformin. There's a lot of other drugs that we can use with weight loss that isn't just the GLPs. So there's different ways to fight obesity too. It's not just the GLP ones.
And earlier, about 10, 15 minutes ago or so, in case you're just tuning in or you catch this later, do me a favor and do #replay. We mentioned about tomorrow, Thursday, when the compounds will all be changing for people being able to get that. So we talked about whether that's big pharma cutting in, saying, hey, you're taking money away from us. We're going to cut it down. I said it. You didn't have to. I said it. Is that going to affect for all of us that maybe go to, maybe it's a med spa or we go to an OBGYN, and instead of taking hormone replacement therapy, it's the bioidentical hormones that's come from a compound pharmacy. Will that be affected?
I don't think so. Not anytime soon.
Okay.
No. And then again, these compounding pharmacies aren't just compounding semaglutide. They compound all sorts of other stuff. Like my numbing cream here is a compounded medication. I get it from a compounding pharmacy because it's using lidocaine and tetracaine and another, analgesic all together. So they're compounding and putting it together for me. So with the hormone replacement, I don't think it's going to be affected because it's taking this and this. So estrogen and testosterone and another hormone, they're compounding them in one stick, right?
Right.
Roll on,
Yeah.
whatever it is. So they're not going to be affected because these are different regulations on that.
Do you do hormones here?
We do not yet.
Okay.
My wife is going to be starting it. Hopefully this year is our goal to start hormone replacement therapy, and specifically tailored to women.
Yes. Well,
And
let me
she's,
tell you,
sad.
Nicole, start it sooner than later because I have tons and tons of clients that would be coming to her.
Yeah, right. That's like our goal, honestly. Is
Good.
This year, my wife is going to be the physician running the hormone replacement therapy for women.
Wonderful.
That's what our goal is this year.
Because I had a lot of people asking me that because they've gone to other people that I had recommended in the past. And I was like, well, let me find out. Because if they do, they said they wanted to come over and support Shady. All right. I talked about this video upstairs. Tell me about, this is your IV room?
Yeah, it's our IV room and numbing room. It is like we do all sorts of ailments here. So I do carry prescription drugs that let's say you have a migraine, I have a migraine cocktail. You have some stomach upset, I have a stomach upset cocktail. You might have had too much wine at the vineyard. I have a hangover cure. It's called Ready by Brunch.
I needed that. I needed that the day after Mother's Day.
Yeah. We also carry an AD here, which is another monster thing hitting the market right now. It's replenishing your mitochondrial stores of NAD that helps you reverse aging, helps with metabolism, boost energy levels. It is pretty good stuff. So we do carry that here as well, and we have close monitoring on you when you're under that NAD infusion.
And so for someone who's never ever done an IV drip or anything like this before, can you walk them through it? Because they probably have heard their family friends do that and they're like, okay, how long, what time frame is this done over? What do I need to do, et cetera?
So we have Holidays, an incredible stick, believe it or not. And then if she can't get it, I'll get it. But that is a painless needle that goes into your arm quick. It takes about 45-minute runtime, depending on how fast you want it. We have a lot of clients that pair it with their head spa and with their facials.
Oh.
Because we infuse you with biotin and vitamin C.
So while they're laying down doing the head spa?
Well, literally, you could be laying down doing the head spa as a drip is running through you.
Oh, that's smart.
And then with facials, we do the same thing. With Cool Peel, we offer it. The more hydration, the better results. I always say that because a lot of people, including myself, are not great with water intake. So if you don't have good water, skin health is bad, overall body health is bad. And that's why these drips help with that. You walk out with more energy based on the whatever we decide to put in that bag that day. And you can pair it with any of our services here and you get 50% off when you do that.
So it doesn't have to necessarily be done in that room. Again, we've got another video that I took a little bit earlier. So the lights that you were changing around that we were having so much fun with, is that just preference or what do you?
I give it literally whoever goes up there, if it's their time. We have a water fountain up there. I have a speaker system in there. You pick whatever music you want. I give them the light. They change to whatever mood they feel, and that's their time.
It's very common.
Whether it's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people in there, whatever group is in there, it's your time, it's your space, it's your whatever you want to do, and it's relaxing. Again, the whole point of this place is come, feel at home.
Yep. Hang
out. You want to come do an IV drip and take a business call? Have at it. That's your route.
Don't go to Starbucks. Come to Osiris.
Yeah, I'll hydrate you and.
You don't need the caffeine. You need the hydration.
Yeah.
All right. Well, wonderful. Again, it's Osiris Medical Spa. So for all of you that had to rush off to work, etc., I want you to share this with your family and friends. Let them know. Again, they're coming up on almost a year. OsirisMedicalSpa.com. There's their hours of operation. You can shoot them an email. You can call, follow them on social media, on Instagram or on Facebook. And again, I've got tons of clients that are on standby that said, I can't wait to see the show today. I've got a lot of questions. So if you weren't able to watch the whole show, again, come back to it, and we'll keep an eye to our social media pages, because we'll be kind of regrouping and giving you a rundown of some of the really important things that we talked about today. Thank you, my friend.
Well,
and I got to thank, he was watching on, I don't know if he still is, but we thought he was doing his rounds. So your cousin was watching on Instagram.
Wow. I thought it was Da Vinci Day. All right, Salim, I'm proud of him.
I don't know if he still is, but thank you, Salim. He's been a friend of mine for probably 2 decades now. And he was like, I got to hook you up with my cousin. I think you're going to want to know all about his spa. And he was right. So thank you for your integrity. Thank you for your professionalism. And thank you for your education as well.
Well, thank you. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Folks, don't go anywhere. I want to welcome aboard one of our first national sponsors who are right now, this second, opening their doors in town in Baldwin, Crunch Fitness. We're going to talk about that when we return.
Carroll House Furniture Homes look the best because of our free design service. Our designers please your taste.
Let's reimagine your room with 50 brand name choices.
We'll create a 3D design with a 360 view for your room.
Free design services are just the beginning. Free 0% financing, fast free delivery and setup, and the guaranteed lowest prices in the country with no stipulations.
You'll get a perfect custom floor plan for your new dream room.
Carroll House Design, because you like nice things.
For people who have been hearing about it and have had friends maybe that have worked out at one in another state, etc., paint the picture for them of what they're going to experience.
So I've been in the fitness industry for over 27 years, and I will tell you what you get and what Crunch has to offer is something I've never actually seen before. We're basically 7 gyms in one. So when you come in, you're gonna get great service from the front desk. Once you get in, depending on what you're looking to do, if you're looking to take classes, if you're looking to do hot yoga, if you want free weights, if you want to take, classes.
So that's the ride room, by the way. I cannot wait to do cycling, something I actually surprisingly have never done before. Pedal to the metal, and that's going to be about 20 people that can be in that room. This is the recovery, and take time for this. In there is actually the red light therapy. So this is included depending on which level of the membership that you get. So I was just getting a chance to walk through and show you some of this. They also mentioned, although we are talking about skin cancer awareness, and a lot of people always ask when they go to a gym, do they have tanning? Just be careful, okay? Just be smart. Yes, they do. And there is the tanning aspect for you, by the way. Many levels. You got to look into the peak results. That's one of their higher level. But right now, $29.99 a month for life. I mean, that's pretty incredible. Again, we sat down with Daniel Hatfield, and he told us more about the weights, the cardio, etc.
Tons of free weights. I think we have 144 sets of free weights here, over 15 to 20 benches, 12 platforms. Anything you need from beginner to badass, we're gonna have for you. So super excited for us to open. We open tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So super excited for that.
Now, the thing that I think is exciting, and I know when I came here a few weeks ago, they were talking about, a lot of people are familiar doing hot yoga.
Yes.
But that room's it's called Hot Stuff.
Yes.
So what else will be offered in that?
So there's gonna be a couple different mobilities done in there. So if you wanna work on your core, we're gonna have that. We actually have a hot hit also. So it really kind of depends on what you wanna do. And we also have regular yoga too. So if hot isn't ready, if you're not ready to do hot, we actually have another studio we can do regular yoga in too. So I took hot yoga when I was in Texas, absolutely killed it. I think I took the core class. My abs hurt for 3 days, but it was a good hurt. So I would recommend that.
And then talk about, because I know a lot of parents are super excited for the Kids Crunch area.
Yes.
So tell them a little bit more about that.
Our Kids Crunch area is amazing. When you walk in, you're going to have, the people that we have working back there are amazing. They worked with kids before. A lot of them are teachers too. But you walk in, you're going to have a huge area if they want to watch movies. We have actually a movie theater in the Kids Club. We have Nintendo Switches if they want to do that. We also have 3 iPads if they want to do some stuff on the iPad. So not only do we have toys, do we have other amenities, our main thing is we want to make sure the kids have fun when they're there, because we want to make sure that their parents are getting the best experience possible so they can, use their full 2 hours to work out. So.
And again, you mentioned earlier, Dan, you and I both, we've been around the fitness industry for a long time. So what do you feel that is going to really stand out for Crunch, and for that matter, for you to put your name, because your name is now on the building, behind this?
It always comes down to culture and people. We believe here at Crunch that it's all about the people, and I took a lot of time building my team here to make sure we're going to offer first-class service. So we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our members. So it's all about servant leadership here, and we want to make sure that we're giving the best experience when you come through the door.
And you know that I don't put my name behind a lot of people, right? I told you a long time ago that I know how the ship you run, and you should be very proud of that. Before we wrap up, this was an emotional day. I saw it in your eyes. Yes. What did it mean to you when you saw your team around you and when they said, put your name on that building?
It's just one of those things where it's like a dream come true to where I've actually built my team. And not a lot of people can say that from the ground up, and just to see everybody come together and support me, and I will say this is the best team I've ever built, and I've been in this this industry for 27, 28 years, so this is a huge deal for me, but it felt amazing. Like, there's no better feeling.
All right, and you've got more locations to come. So Florison's open, this one now, St. Peter's coming when?
St. Peter's coming in July.
Fantastic.
Yep.
And more to come.
More to come. Next
All
year
right.
we're going to kill it.
What you're going to kill it. Well, what final thing would you say to get people to at least try it out, and then they'll take it from there?
You know what? Give us a chance. Come in, check us out. Not a lot of people know us. I'm sorry?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sorry. Come in, try us out. We have a 3-day pass you can try. But give us a chance. We're new to St. Louis, but we want to show you that we're going to be the best fitness place for you to work out, and we're going to make sure that we back that up. So
fantastic. I'm going to get my hair cut, but after that, that's where I will be. I'm going to be there on day one, and I would encourage you to do the same. I mean, look at this equipment. He was just talking about the 3 weights, but the cardio, you want to do HIIT training. I'm excited about their hot stuff. It's not just hot yoga, their hot stuff room. I'm talking Pilates, I'm talking bar training, I'm talking yoga. There's a HIIT hot class that you can do as well. So many things to come. And by the way, speaking of classes, the group fitness classes get underway tomorrow. They've got free weekends coming up where you can bring a friend and they can actually do classes with you, because you can bring a friend, depending on the level that you have, every day, but they work out with you. They don't necessarily do the classes with you, but on the weekends of June 7th and 8th, and then the following weekend, you can actually bring your friends along and they can, in fact, do the classes with you. So I'm super excited. Crunch, as you can see on the screen, welcome aboard to the Real Monica Adams team. We love having all of our sponsors, and this is our first big national sponsor. They are officially open right now. Oh, I'm so excited. Did you just say that's right across your house, from your house?
Yeah, it used to be the old Best Buy. I used to visit very frequently. So
all right.
Now I have to go.
You do. Let's go work out together. And we're going to get you over there. I'll introduce you to Dan. Before we wrap up, Frank Howard wrote on LinkedIn and said, Monica, this conversation is crucial as obesity impacts countless lives. Addressing misconceptions could greatly enhance our healthcare dialogue. So what a wonderful way to wrap up the show. It's so very true, right? Mm-hmm. We needed this. Thank you again for having us.
Thank you for having me.
Looking forward to coming back and doing the head spa and finally doing the cool peel, and then we'll talk about my experience. Sound good?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, everybody. Thank you so very, very much. Again, OsirisMedicalSpa.com is the website. And tell your family, tell your friends. And again, if you have any questions or you need a consultation, there's the phone number on the screen. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow morning. But we also have a second show I'm doing today. We'll be wetting our whistle, right? Our Wet Your Whistle Wednesday with Defiance Ridge Vineyards. Come on out. It's a beautiful day for a winery. Chuck Gillentine and myself will be sitting down at 4 o'clock this afternoon. We'd love to see you. Remember what I always ask you to do. Dream big. He wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to get into broadcasting and change lives in the fitness industry. Be anything you want to be. But before you're anything, be kind.